Legend of the Five Rings game. But first, we're going to do a little holiday mini-sode because we had some viewer mail that we have to clear out before the holiday comes so people know what to do with their shopping dollars. We're not going to do a whole thing out of it, but we're going to do a little mini thing. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Can I read rules for the mini-sode?
If you can find some to read.
Oh.
It should just since it's a mini-sode, it should just be like goblins, spear, 1d6 plus 1.
Yep.
And that's it.
Man, now it's Cameron who reads the rules. Shit. That's the only thing I do.
It isn't, Molly, that's not the only thing.
It's my contribution.
It is not your contribution. I mean, it's part of your it's an important part of your contribution, but it is not the sum total of your contribution. Okay, anyway. Whenever you're ready, Brian.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just had to make sure that I had to update the password for the account.
Okay. Welcome to the Play Better podcast. Tabletop Played Better. Episode, it doesn't have a number because it's a mini-sode. Holiday mini-sode 2018.
I think it should have a .1 number.
I don't want to...
It could be the last number, .1.
It'd be 260 point.
Episode 260.1.
Episode 260.1. Holiday mini-sode 2018. Hi, everybody. I'm Cameron McNary.
I'm Molly McClanahan.
I'm Narissa Hart.
And I'm Ryan Seguin.
And we are just doing a little quick holiday thing to answer some questions from the listeners and viewers out there who've been kind enough to answer us some things. And talk very briefly about cool games. Like a what's on your table, but a more of a
Holy shit, I played this.
Yes, yeah, that's it. It'll be what's on your table lightning round. The table will be scorched from lightning by the end of the round. Ryan, let's do interrogation phase. That's what it is. Playbettercast@gmail.com, playbettercast@gmail.com, @playbettercast on the Twitters and the Instagrams. Hit us up. Let us know what you're thinking. Ryan, what are people thinking?
I mean, as far as emails are concerned,
Yeah. I know we have at least 2. Or there might be messages on the Facebook page.
There are messages on the Facebook page.
That's fine.
Let me pull that up.
I don't care how we get contact with our listeners. I care that it happens.
I just want to, it's like the wonderful thing about people actually recognizing you as press is that that's what our email account consists of now, is people being like, hey, press stuff. Like AEG and stuff. I was like, that's not a listener mail. Narissa.
I found a way to shut it up. I'm sorry.
Narissa's vibrating toy is causing her issues.
Her grow life, if you will.
Ryan introduced me to Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, and the little Pokeball that comes with the game. I was having fun playing with Growlithe, but I didn't know how to turn it off, and Growlithe just kept roaring.
Do you know Growlithe is spelled Growlithe?
Grow life.
And that really creeps Narissa out.
Yes, it does, because ever since I was a kid, it has been Growlithe, and Growlithe is one of my favorite
Oh
Pokemon,
god,
so stop.
Pokemon's were you were a kid.
Okay, here we go.
I mean,
I don't even wanna hear it.
Molly, Pokemon's is like 22
I'm
years
aware
old.
of that, Ryan.
I mean, you were not an adult when it came out either.
I was there for first
No,
gen when I was a kid.
I was.
Valar Morghulis, Ryan, it doesn't mean you have to point it out, okay?
No, wait, you're 5 years older than me, aren't you?
I'm 30, almost 38. I'll be 38 in like some days.
Okay, so no, you would have been 16 when Pokemon dropped. You were not an adult.
In the U.S.?
Yes.
I remember I had a car because we made a Viridian City or Bust sign and put it in my car when we went to go see the Pokemon movie.
That was my 7th or 8th birthday party.
Okay, shutting up now. Shutting up now.
Yeah.
Ryan, let's hear
Okay.
from our listeners.
So we just have the one.
Just the one?
Just the one.
Well, okay, but this is important because Jessica's a friend of mine, and it was important for me to clear this out in a timely fashion. so that she could get the urgent help that she needs.
That's understood.
And-
I also love, I just want to interrupt you real quick, how the message that she sent us, Facebook was like, do you want to create an appointment for all of the things she mentioned? Because there are dates in here.
Okay, and if Jessica, if you're listening, or Jessica's kids, if you're listening, there is secret squirrel stuff in here, so don't listen. So this is your spoiler warning for, if you don't want to spoil your entire holiday.
All right. So Christmas is coming up, and I want to know if I should ask Santa for D&D stuff. If so, this is from her 10-year-old son.
Right, yes. The first part is from her 10-year-old son with rolling commentary from Jessica herself.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
It's pretty great.
What stuff should I ask for? I've listened to most of your podcasts. Mom here editing to say that we skipped all of Delta Green. That's good. As soon as you said 10-year-old, I was like, we've been doing this show for 4 years and some change.
There's been a lot of orangutans.
No, well, not.
No, that was kind of a high point, or, a point.
Also, all of the genitalia jokes and just rampant vulgarity on this program.
I mean, I am essentially a 10-year-old boy trapped in a 38-year-old woman's body. So
Physically as well as spiritually.
it's true. Have you ever seen how I laugh about farts?
I love how you just cracked yourself up. But yeah, anyway, content warnings abound. And I played a lot of games like Ticket to Ride, Munchkin, Inish, Resistance, Bang, and Castle Panic, but never Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know what to ask for because I don't know what choices there are, and I'm hoping you can help me by making some suggestions for what I need to start with. My mom has never played, but my dad has played first and maybe third edition. Thanks for any help you can give me, and shout out to episode 215. I think I won the contest. Oh no, that was like 60. That's like 45 episodes ago.
Yeah, but for them, it was just last week because
I
they've
know.
been binging.
I know. I believe it.
Okay, I lied before. Now comes the spoiler warning.
Yeah.
Yes, we're happy to hear from you, man. We will fix this for you. What you do is you put down D&D stuff, and Santa will know what to get.
That's right.
You should also, next time you write, send me a fart joke. No reason.
It's for a friend.
As far as getting into Dungeons and Dragons is concerned, I think like as of this week, the full box set just got its proper reprinting.
Yeah, but she also, there's a follow-up message there.
But there was some secret sauce.
Yeah, that's what yes.
Okay.
Spoilers now.
Oh, okay. So the kids have to stop listening at this point.
Yes. Not the other 3 points where I said earlier they had to stop.
Yeah.
Now.
I have it on good authority that Santa is definitely bringing a set of 7 dice in his stocking in the D&D starter pack from Target, but after that I'm totally at a loss. I need something that ranked beginners can handle because despite the fact that my husband has played, it's been almost 20 years and I don't think he was a DM much. So it'll likely be me.
Starter box is a good place.
It's a good place. The
Yeah.
thing that
Both
I would
for players and for
it's wonderful, and there's a lot of play you can actually get out of that. The place I would go immediately after that is the player's handbook.
yeah.
The player's handbook is they did a really good job this edition of making it so that the player's handbook is really the only book you need to play. Like that's the one that opens up the entire game. All the parts and pieces are in it. And it's definitely accessible for beginners, especially 5th edition. Yeah.
If you're just playing out of the beginner's box, yeah. Because there's a lot of stuff like if you go, we want to play one of the published modules, it says on them you need the DM's guide and the monster manual.
Usually you don't need the DM's guide.
That's true. I'm trying to think.
Because that was what I was going to say next. Is after that, monster manual.
Yeah.
If you want to start making your own adventures with your own monsters in them, monster manual. The Dungeon Master's Guide used to be you basically had to get all 3. Like for every edition before this one, you just needed all 3. There was not a complete game without all 3. I remember trying to play Advanced Dungeons and Dragons without the DMG. It was, there were no tables for experience, so it was crippling. It was like you were completely hamstrung. But they've approached it with very differently philosophically this time. The DMG in 5th edition is much more of a here's some stuff to help you as a dungeon master.
But it's really all just recommendations
Yeah.
of where to get started. If you have an idea for an adventure and you already know the basic rule set that's in the player's handbook, then you're pretty much set to go.
Like, you don't need the DMG to run. It's a cool thing to have as a dungeon master.
They were also
Yeah.
that what if you want to avoid the monster manual, which you shouldn't, they did just release 2-3 weeks ago the spell cards, but for monsters.
Yeah.
And they have a set for like 0 to 6 monsters and 6 to 16 level monsters.
Yep, I picked that
and
up.
those are super useful. As much as I made fun of those stupid cards when they first started coming out, they are like the bestest things that ever happened.
Yeah, you could totally pick up the 0 to 6 level monster cards
Magic
and just
items too. They have.
and just flip those out and like run your adventure from that. That would totally work.
One other thing that I think for especially a starting player would be an incredible gift is getting them a miniature for the character that they decide to play. So even if they're still getting used to the rules and maybe, especially for someone that young, the player's handbook might be a little bit much for them to handle at first. I know it can be kind of overwhelming. When I first started playing D&D, the dungeon master found out what my character was and actually got me a little miniature that fit my character. And there's also a great website called Hero Forge where you can basically custom make a character. So my first character was a female fighter, and most of the minis that exist out there are super scantily clad or they're not actually muscular. But if you want to make a character that's exactly how you envision them, Hero Forge is a really great site to utilize.
I would actually recommend against that, because it's like if you're introducing kids or anyone really to D&D for the first time, I would want to keep them in their heads as much as possible. Like I wouldn't want them on the table with miniatures, playing it like a board game. Although when you start to get into more complex combats, that's absolutely the case. But you can make little paper monsters or use buttons if you want to. You're absolutely right about Hero Forge being really cool once you're married to a particular character. But when you're first getting started, it's nice to have that be kind of in flux a little bit, I think.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm gonna do I totally understand your point. I'm gonna make a slight counterpoint to the
You're going to
counterpoint.
disagree with me, and that's not acceptable on this show.
I think
So
that
Cameron's fucking wrong.
theater of the mind is beautiful. It is a great place to start. But if you do have at least a character concept solidified, even if you're not using a map, it's really cool to have the mini and say, and this is my character.
It's cool. I'm not saying it's not cool. It's just like if you've got a limited budget.
Well, and that makes total sense.
It's like because the thing I would put in before that. So you got the player's handbook first, then the monster manual. Then I would put in something like Tales from the Yawning Portal.
Yeah, Tales from the Yawning Portal actually has the Sunless Citadel as its first adventure in there, and the Sunless Citadel was a 3rd edition adventure that was specifically designed for new DMs and new players. It's just a dungeon where you just walk through hallways and fight kobolds until you get to the end. And
That is not true at all. There's Meepo and
a
a dragon.
there's
And
a dragon in that dungeon. And then there's the Sun Sword or whatever it's called, the Shatter Spike or whatever the fuck.
remember.
So somebody can be like, I got the Sun Sword. It's fucking cool. It's actually one of the first adventures I ever ran. So when it came back out in Tales from Yawning Portal, I was like, oh, the Sunless Citadel. I remember how much I love this. And then I read it and I was like, this is way more straightforward than I remember us playing it, which actually is kind of really good for new people because you can just be like, yeah, sure, it's whatever. And then it has follow-up adventures that are, all of them are self-contained, but you can actually just keep running them in straight order.
you can take, let's say you've done the beginner's box or whatever, and they come out of that at like 3rd level or whatever. You can then take them into an adventure in Sunless Citadel. I mean, not a Sunless Tales from the Yawning Portal, and not have to prep as much as if you were making your own adventures. Although if you want to start making your own adventures, then I would get the Dungeon Master's Guide first before that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the order I would go in. I would go Player's Handbook, Monster Manual, and then either the Dungeon Master's Guide or Tales from the Yawning Portal.
One of the things that I did recently for new players that I had never done before but worked out really well was I ran somebody through a starting adventure, very, very basic. And they got to like 3rd level by the end. And they were like, I'm still not really understanding these mechanics. So I ran another 1st edition adventure where they still had their 3rd level characters. And because one of the things that I noticed with a lot of new players is if they're timid, they're like, I don't want to walk into this situation because I'm afraid that, there's going to be a fireball trap and I'm going to explode, or this monster is going to kill me. Those extra few levels, letting them like then suss out how their character feels without having to worry about everything smushing them, was actually really good for tutorializing. I found. So like I did the beginner's box. Well, I did a beginner's box style adventure, and then I ran them through the Sunless Citadel at level 3 rather than at level 1. Cool. And it worked out way better than running them through at level 1.
Go ahead.
Something else I'm going to throw out there is a lot of stores, so the more mainstream gaming stores will sell the Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, etc. for between $50 and $60, depending on where you're looking, which I know when I started D&D was very out of my budget. But a lot of the smaller, like local bookstores, and then if you just go on Amazon or like online booksellers, they'll usually sell it for much cheaper than that, so like $20 or $30. So if you're on a budget or if you're looking to support your local business, that's a really good place to start.
Oh, and it bears mentioning, Jessica, I don't know if you have a friendly local game store out in the hinterlands where you live. I don't know if you have stores, frankly. If you have shelter of any kind. But if you're if you have a friendly local game store, odds are they are running the D&D organized play, which is called Adventurers League, which can often be a great place to go and get some play in with other people and meet people and, make friends that way and see the wider world of role playing. Yeah, and then you don't have to be the one running it all the time.
Yeah.
You should also get a fun dice bag.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, and you should get, I would put that before the Player's Handbook because you're gonna want to make sure those dice don't get lost. So yeah, get a cool dice bag, or make one. Anyway, so hope that helps, Jessica. Yeah, happy holidays.
I have one note.
What?
One thing I wanted to mention real quick because we're talking about Hollywood.
It's too late. I've closed it down. I've shut it down.
Holiday stuff, and Dungeons and Dragons. The full reprint box set just came out with the super cool cover. It is the same price as all 3 of the books separately, with a cool new beautiful cover, all of the updated errata, and it comes with a Dungeon Master's Guide for free.
That's fantastic.
I think they're super limited quantities though, so.
Yeah, all I know is that our local game store bought like 1,000 of them.
Yeah, but your local game store also has Keyforge in stock in volume. So which brings us to lightning round. What's on your table? But lightning round.
Oh my God, Keyforge.
Keyforge. Oh my God, Keyforge.
I didn't want it to be good. I didn't. I wanted it to be terrible.
I know that.
It's not. It's really good.
That Richard Garfield, the Michael Bay of game design. You just knew it was going to be crap, right?
I knew it was going to be terrible.
So for those of you who don't know what Keyforge is, which is actually a fair number of you, like this is one of those games that like where it has landed with a massive mushroom cloud and everybody knows what it is, but a lot of places underordered it, and it has not made an appearance in other places. Keyforge is a collectible deck game by Richard Garfield of Magic the Gathering fame, where instead of cards being, of different rarities, and I mean they are, but anyway, the gimmick is the deck that you buy, and you buy each deck goes for about $10. That deck is completely unique in the world. No one else will have that deck specifically that you have. To include the character that makes up the back of the card, they called your Archon, and the name of that character is completely unique, which is and often very goofy. They're all procedurally generated, and like all the cards in that deck, which are selected from kind of the familiar Magic the Gathering, common, rare, and uncommon. Although I found that there are special cards.
I didn't get any special cards in my deck.
I didn't get any special cards in my decks either.
Are those the ones with the little stars next to them?
No, that's rare. Star is rare.
What
Special is other.
What?
There's special cards.
Oh, fuck.
Now you're gonna buy more decks, aren't you?
Not yet. I have to play it more to justify that.
Got it.
But like I said, the contents of each deck are procedurally generated so that it's playable and at least somewhat good to play. Not every deck will be as good as any other.
They have plans for that though.
What's that?
In competitive play, eventually they're assuming that some decks will end up being awesome, and will start to
Dominate the
dominate in
tournament.
any tournament. So eventually those will become ascended. I don't know if they're going to change the terminology or not.
Which is to say banned.
No.
In normal events, yes, but then they're going to have ascendant tournaments where only like the super awesome decks.
Okay,
play
they are
against each
so
other.
smart.
I
Fantasy
know.
Flight is so
That's
goddamn smart.
Well, so one of the other things that they were that they have built into the game is the chains mechanic, where you draw fewer cards each turn. if
Right,
you're
you can accumulate this thing called chains, usually from cards that do powerful things. That as they add up, like the first 4 or 5 mean you draw 1 less card, the next 5 mean you draw 2 less cards, and so on and so forth. And yeah, there's a handicapping system you can use in friendly play to give good decks chains to handicap them.
Right, and the rumor that I've been hearing is that ascended decks will automatically have chains in tournament play. So, like, and so that will be to level them out in casual local play.
And I love that there's no chasing after cards. There's no deck building. There's no, well, this doesn't have any value. Like, it's,
Yeah,
like,
there's
there
no-
probably will eventually be a secondary market, but it will be for the entire deck.
Yeah.
Because you cannot take out and replace any, like, the deck you get in that pack is that is that deck. That is
Yep.
what you will play with forever.
If you read the designer notes from Richard Garfield, he was intending to recreate the feel of limited play, of playing in sealed. Not so much draft. Draft is a little different, but of the way it's kind of, you can kind of hear this wistfulness in his writing there about how he's talking
This
about
is
like
what I wanted my baby to be.
exactly. I thought it never occurred to me that anybody would buy more than like 60, 70 cards. But that feeling of just having a limited pool of cards and having to make the best of what you have in front of you can get swamped by the metagame, the massive card collections that exist in like Magic the Gathering. And having played it a couple times, that's what it feels a lot like. Is like you kind of have to play. You have to meet the deck where it is. Like you have to play with what's in it, which is a lot of fun. Like, and yeah, I've already bought like 6 decks.
Well, so
Something like that. So a lot. Yeah, you said there's no chasing cards. There is a little bit of chasing decks.
Well, there's plenty of deck chasing, but there's
Yeah,
no
because that
cards.
throll of opening a new deck is that's a lot of
It's
fun.
so
you
bad
said-
because I mean I love opening Magic booster packs and I don't even fucking play Magic hardly, so I could buy a whole deck
in
and it'll be special and new and surprise, so much surprise.
So it's interesting from like a business perspective, because I don't think that Richard Garfield intended this, but the highest grossing games for like mobile right now worldwide are what's called gacha games, wherein in order to progress or what have you, you have to buy something equivalent to boosters. And this kind of hits on that. Like, well, I can't make my deck better, but if I keep buying decks, I might get the ultimate deck.
Yeah, but the thing about it is the amount that you would have to buy in order to get an ascended deck really, I wouldn't.
I don't know if we can even figure that out yet.
Yeah.
No, we
but
can't.
it'd be a lot. But see, because what I'm getting from it is not so much I'm not hunting a good deck. I'm just like, let me see what this new deck does.
Sure. And no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing necessarily. Like I'm just saying like it is extremely easy to be like, another $10, another deck. It's not that
I don't know what
hard."
you're talking about.
Like, because that sounds really cheap until you buy 5 of them. That's $50, and then it's not cheap. But and one other
Then you
thing
have 5 decks to have fun with.
I know.
that's true. One other thing that
And sleeves. If you want to sleeve your decks, sleeves usually come in packs of 50. If you get 3 packs of 50, you will get enough sleeves almost exactly for 4 decks. So therefore, if you get the 3 packs of the 50 sleeves, you will have to buy 4 decks.
Right.
At least that's what I tell myself.
I had some friends that were, so one of the things that kind of irked me about it was that the full rule set doesn't come in the starter box. And I know that that's like industry standard now, but like the whole advertisement of like, hey, you can just, buy the starter box. It comes with 2 random decks if you want. Like that's kind of, if you can be happy with that, you can live with it. There are CCG people that I used to hang out with and are still really good friends of mine that are on such limited budgets, like they don't have smartphones. So like the idea of saying like, yeah, you have to go download the rules because they're on the site. Like the act of, oh, I go into my friendly local game store, I go and sit in the back, I open up the box and I want to play with these decks. You can play with the starter decks that are in there, but the rules for how to like do chains and all the other stuff that kind of applies to the randomized decks aren't in the box. Just word for warning if that's a situation.
No, chains are in the box, actually.
I thought so when I read it, was like, oh yeah, there are these chains cards, and you can reference that in the PDF.
Well, yeah, but I mean the basics of what chains are is in the everything you need to get started out of the box is in the box. It's just the keywords and everything. The reference document. It's an extension of what Fantasy Flight does with all of their games, which is they give you here's a get started book, and then they give you here's the reference book.
Yeah,
they just put the reference book online this time, and we will talk about the various issues that arise from KeyForge. We'll probably do an entire episode on it after the first of the year.
Yeah,
I just wanted to do a quick like chapow touch on KeyForge so people know what it is.
I'm done. I just wanted to mention, hey, by the way, the rules are online.
Yeah, rules are online. Other thing I want to mention is Warhammer 40K Mechanicus on your PC, on your family PC. Have you been playing that?
No, I've been watching it be played.
It's so that.
Is it?
It is so the thing. Like, if you are a fan of 40K, if you like Mechanicus, if you like XCOM style games, I'm not going to tell you it's a great game because it's not, but it is a good game. And it is so steeped in, the thing where you're afraid that whatever developers are going to get the lore wrong, where they're going to, they're just going to do a gloss of it. This is not that. This is like, I don't know, the Wachowski brothers making a Mechanicus movie if they were super into 40K.
Are they the Wachowski sisters now?
Sisters, they are.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's
Yeah.
I've seen just
The Wachowskis.
The Wachowskis. Yes.
I'm just continuing my long strain of misgendering people completely inadvertently.
I tend to forget the names of people in Hollywood, so that's why there was a question mark. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's them, but I couldn't remember. It's fine.
Yeah, I've never been worried about that with 40K games. Usually because somebody's like, I got the 40K license. Finally, my time to shine. Like every
I don't know. Especially mobile. I've seen some that are just very phoned in.
It's real bad on mobile.
Well, yeah.
But
But
yeah, I don't understand why GW is so fucking protective of its license in some aspects when they're like shitty mobile
Well,
game.
no. It's that they were protective of it for a long time and then decided to shift strategies and go, we're just going to get 1,000 flowers bloom. We're going to give it to everybody.
Yeah.
And the good stuff that survives, we will feed that.
New,
and there's a great
Battlefleet comes out soon. And I'm
there's
real
a great
excited.
there's a great extra credits episode that goes into that licensing issue. That check it out. Anyway,
all I was going to say was I've never really seen lore issues. I've seen mechanical issues where the games suck to play, but usually it's someone who knows the lore inside and out wrote this really grand idea that couldn't execute on it mechanically. But when you're like, they know a lot of Mechanicus shit, I'll be like, oh really?
oh they do, oh they do, and it's neat mechanically too because it's a riff on the XCOM thing, but in the tactical map, there's this thing called cogitation points.
Of course.
That you can get by
There's cogitation points.
You can get by killing shit and by studying it, and you get spikes on gimbals that like suck it out of things, and you can send your servitor skull over to grab some from that Necron artifact over there.
Oh, I've always wanted to cogitate.
I've always wanted a Necron artifact.
And you use it to activate weapons and stuff. Like the more advanced weapons have to take more cogitation points, but also it's like you can just spend it to move. So like there's no limit on that. So you can. I've had turns where somebody's been in a key place, and I have sent them all the way across the freaking map, like what you wish you could do in XCOM,
Right,
Of like
right.
having that superstar turn of just like going all the way and killing shit all along the way.
My gentleman friend just like, oh, you're talking about Mechanicus, so now I'm watching.
like he was just sitting, doing whatever he was doing, and then he perked up and then went over and turned on the computer.
It was like the bat signal.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mechanic is pretty hot,
We
pretty hot,
love it. Our Mechanicus
and relevant to your interests if you are at all interested in 40K. It's one of the good 40K games. Yeah,
I'm also a Mechanicus player on tabletop. I'm painting my
the
Ryza.
Skitarii are also prominently
Wait,
featured.
do they say Skitarii?
They don't say anything. It's all text. There's
Okay.
no voiceover.
I was about to be like,
It's what do you want? It's Skitarii. Have you never seen Rome?
it's Skitari.
Why would it be Skitarii?
Because
That's
it's
one-
High Gothic, not
That's
Latin,
one.
Cameron.
Oh! How does it feel, my friend? How does it feel now?
Because Warhammer 40K is stupid. I don't think Rokugan is.
No, but if it's in the singular, it's Skitarii, and then you put the plural, you put the other eye on there. That other eye's got to do.
It should totally be Skitarii.
Well, that's what they did in Rome with the miniseries.
I just know because of diseases.
Yeah, do they do the other eye there in
Yes.
disease? Well, there you go.
I only know from they call them, the only time I've ever heard them say Skitarii out loud is in the Space Marine video game. There is an audio log where one of the people, or one of the Mechanicus guys is like, oh, well, there are orcs coming, it's fine. The Skitarii will protect us.
Well, there was one Skitarii who was
There's
going to
just
protect
one
them.
dude.
But
I've got my Arquebus here, and
But
I'm
it's cool.
going to stop these here orcs from coming in. And now I'm a 1920s Mechanicus for some reason.
so you've got this separation between you've got your not your troops, the opposite of troops. You've got your guys, your Mechanicus guys.
Your HQs, like fast attack. What are we talking?
No,
here?
your Mechanicus priests.
Oh, yeah.
They're your main guys. But then you also have troops that you can like bring in all over the place. Like you start just being able to bring in a servitor. And like the servitor moves around, you can thwap people with his big claw arm for like a little bit of damage. But it's also he generates cogitation points whenever anybody shoots him.
Cogitation points.
And it's like the troops, like it doesn't matter how much they get fucked up. Like,
Oh, really?
Like yeah. Your priests, you have to pay Darkstone.
Yes.
Darkstone. You have to pay Darkstone in order to whenever they get if they wind up wounded at the end of the mission. But like nobody cares about the Skitarii. It's like you just send them in front of you, like
Well, yeah,
chaff.
that's what they're there for. They used to be like before they got made into their own army. Like they were a rung below guardsmen. They were like, well, yeah, we
Wait,
don't-
what?
They were like, yeah, they're just basically the Mechanicus version of the Planetary Defense Force. Like they were basically the
Sorry, I was told to mention that when the fodder guys get shot, you get cogitati points from learning how Necrons kill things, and then a quote saying, "Oh, it ate his face. Neat." I was also alerted to an egregious lore mistake in Dawn of War 1.
oh well
in which it was mentioned that 10,000 Baneblades tanks were destroyed in a single battle, and there was never ever that many in the world ever.
well yeah, because Baneblades take so much to build.
Well,
It's a whole thing.
but if you take the L5R way of viewing history, that could be a
Alternate timeline.
Well, no.
history mistake in game, in lore.
or it
like,
was just
people
somebody
saying-
Or an
embellishing.
embellishment.
Yeah, like
yeah.
He
there
was
were
assuming
10,000
that
destroyed.
nobody took History 101 at the University of Terra.
Apparently
We're
not.
gonna notice it.
Look, Jefficus the Ultramarine, he likes to embellish. We had
Oh,
I'm sorry,
Brother
Jefficus?
Hardonicus? Or Hardonius.
Brother Hardonius. Yes, Brother Ripstart.
And on that note, we're gonna keep this episode short. I swear to God,
I've only known you
it was
in the
shorter
one way
in
that
my
I wish
head,
to know you
but we're gonna keep it
powerfully.
at least a little bit short. Playbeatercast@gmail.com, at Playbeatercast on the Twitters and the Instagrams. Check out our Facebook. Hit us up. Ask us questions. I am Cameron McNary. She's Molly McClanahan.
I'm Narissa Hart.
And I'm brother Ripstop. Hordonius.
It's still funny.
Play well. Okay, so that's that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Molly, are you dead?
Just, but I think
Now I'm imagining with like servitors too, and then I also have to imagine Brother Hordonius with the servitor, the tech priest from Emperor Head Texas Speech Advice, and he's talking about cyberdongs and toasters.
Molly, I adore you. Half of those weren't words.
His chain cod.
Before we actually get started, since I don't have my old card, I don't know how many points of competition points and how many stress points I had.
It was less than me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no shit. You already became an adult. I feel
Shut up,
I
adult.
feel like it was 5 points. I don't know how much stress I had though. I know it wasn't much, if any, actually.
Oh yeah, I'm about to. I have like 6 strife.
I'm fine.
that was one of yours that I found.
Oh my God! Wait, yes, this is it.
Lion does not care.
Oh, because it has the quote that I wanted to use on.
When you're in a Kodo, you're like the
Yeah.
cool line.
Hitachi.
Hitoshi,
Yeah, and then
but yeah.
okay, so Hitoshi. Okay, so I have 1 strife, 5 points. Yes, found it. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. I was like, this has strife on it, and that actually got mixed into our 10 Candles game.
I appreciate
All right, what
you.
episode is this?
261.
All right, let's rock it out. Welcome to the Play Better podcast, Tabletop Played Better, episode 261. Once again, it's time for another Let's Play Better. This time out, Legend of the Five Rings, the Fantasy Flight version. You know the one I'm talking about.
Fifth
the
edition,
Topaz-
if we want to call it that.
That was the 5th edition. The fifth edition that there has been of Legend of the Five Rings, the Topaz Championship. I'm Cameron McNary.
I'm Molly McClanahan.
I'm Nerissa Hart.
And I'm Ryan Seguin.
I can hear myself. Sorry, I thought I couldn't for a second. I thought I broke my microphone when I was.
Yeah, you need to stop like pulling on the cord over there.
You threw off my groove.
Pick up.
Sorry.
Ryan, take it away.
So when last we left our samurai, you had finished the first day. You had run, jumped, named heraldry.
Some of us did. Some of us just showed up.
And I have done well.
You're
I
already
have more points than either of you.
You're already a fucking adult. Well done.
Well, not yet. He's not graduated. He could still do something so dishonorable. It's happened that they have to continue to call him a child and revoke his points.
Wait, they can revoke points. They can dock points.
Oh, it's Rokugan. They can do whatever the fuck they
I
want.
didn't know that was an option.
If they feel like they need to do it, the higher samurai will simply make a new law that allows them to do whatever it is they feel they need to do.
Interesting.
And like if you challenge them on it, they can just be like, "Why? Who are you to challenge me?" And it doesn't actually need to be a law. They can just say, "Who are you to challenge me?" And then they'll push it through the higher courts as needed later to justify the after the fact.
That's fantastic and also super petty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, welcome
Yeah.
to Rokugan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have stats that can reflect how petty most people can be. I'm sure there's a skill
Oh,
for
dude, that's my entire character sheet.
that. Yeah,
Like,
right?
I have one of my main class powers is being really good at spreading rumors.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to Rokugan.
Yep. Here we are.
Or as Cameron hates to hear it, Dokugan.
What?
Yep.
I didn't hear anything.
That's fine. It is but a whisper on the wind.
So what are we doing? Day 2.
Day 2, or scene 5, as they have it labeled in here.
Oh, so we can dock strife. Right? That's a thing.
Yeah, did we recover any of our
Uh,
strife after
yes, you have gone-
we've rested?
You have gone through a scene, so you drop down to half of your total.
Do we round
If I-
up or down?
Round up,
But if I have 1.
then you're fine. Then you stay at 1.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's see. You finish your trials for the day, and you find yourself in a sake house. You don't remember choosing to visit the poisoned water sake house, but you are nonetheless carried there by a loud and triumphant crown of your fellow contestants.
I would like to see their health department ratings, given their poor choice of names for their.
They've got 5 stars on Yelp, 200 reviews.
All right.
Are they Zagat recommended?
Yeah, and you know they've got like a newspaper up on the wall of the one time they were featured in a show no one's heard of, and yeah, it's
Okay.
Very impressive.
Let's see. And then there's just a picture of Guy Fieri with them for some reason, because of course he's here.
What is
It'd
the
be
Robocop
Bourdain.
version?
That's who it would be.
Oh, that's
It has
true.
3 Michelin stars. Like, it's that impressive.
Yeah, that's not Fieri. That's Bourdain.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
We are not, in fact, in Flavortown.
But he's like the nicest guy, apparently, though. Like, he's apparently the coolest person. He's just weird, but the nicest guy.
So we're at the Poison Water Tavern.
Most of the other contestants are drinking nearby, save only the minor clan contestant Hitoshi, who sits sullenly near one wall and refuses to engage in your merriment.
Is that the end of the sexy box test?
Yep. And then there's more.
Okay.
You are now free to move about the cabin.
I want to go sit with
This-
Pouty Pants.
Hitoshi.
Okay. All right.
It's good to see you, Hitoshi. Still alive, as you should be.
Yes. What an odd phrase. But yes, I am still alive.
You did very well in the crane events, if I'm remembering that
No,
right.
other way around.
No.
He anytime there was a crane judge, he was failed, even though it doesn't look like he should have been.
Okay. Which ones was he passing on? Because that was something I did get last time from an opportunity, and I can't remember.
Anything that wasn't a crane judge.
Okay. I see you don't do so well in crane events, my friend.
I think the crane had it in for him.
At first, Togashi Yoshi over here being like, "Oh, you didn't do so well," is like, triggered that whole like, I did well. They didn't call it right, and when you said they didn't had influence, like, yes, he immediately likes you now because you were like, you called out exactly what was making him frustrated.
I get that a lot.
Yes, I just hope that I can do my best throughout the rest of my time here.
I'm just hoping for no more picking out heraldry and writing poems and shit. Now, let's get back to the sword wagging. Back to the sword wagging.
I wouldn't worry too much about it, friend. As someone wise once told me, though ears are often taught to listen, they don't always find the correct way to the heart.
What?
Monks. 1 second. For some reason, Molly is also cutting out again.
Oh, I didn't touch anything, I promise.
No.
This was what his father said to us.
I
the
know,
ghost
I was-
father, and it
I was
like the
making a what
perfect
joke?
opportunity.
During
Oh,
our ghosty
okay.
ghost tea party.
Here,
I will
know.
always
I am
take
even
that
quieter
shot. It's just
God damn
it's
it.
my
now
thing.
I am better.
Good.
I live.
That's fair. I was getting in character, and then I couldn't process
like
humor.
my parents laughed at that when I was a child too many times, and now I'm just
Now it's just embedded in
yep.
you. It's part of your blood.
Pick up.
All right. Sorry about that. So, yeah.
I believe a monk had said something to you that was annoying you.
Yeah, he just like he just pays you no mind. He just sort of subtly brushes you off as like, "Oh, you're dragon." Which is really weird. Like, you're a monk, so you're kind of used to people brushing you off. But like for a minor clan to do, you are still a monk of a major clan. You still technically outrank him. For him to be like, meh, to what you just said is oddly dismissive.
I would like to bring up his father's name that I don't remember.
The former Emerald champion,
Steve Imitsu?
Okay, and that
Tom Kashi.
so here's what I will say. For one to brush off the wisdom of the what was his title again? Of the worst
Former
one?
Emeralds champion?
Emerald champion, thank you. For someone to brush off the wisdom of the former Emerald champion in your status, I would try and think twice next time you do that.
he just rolls his eyes and says, I have been told to attempt to live up to that legend for reasons I don't know for so long.
I believe it's because he's your father.
He looks at you like you've got 10 heads. He's like, I actually don't know in here whether or not he knows that.
Oh, that would be intriguing.
Yeah, it looks like he doesn't know that.
Okay. It would not stop me from saying it.
Yeah, he's like, no, I was. If the formal Emerald champion I keep wanting to say Togashi Yoshi, but that's not it at all.
Toshimoko.
That me.
Yeah.
Kakita Toshimoko.
Yes. No. Is that the current Crane Master? Who did you sit down with?
The Grey Crane. Was the Grey Crane the dad? No.
No.
The Grey Crane. Kakita Toshimoko is the Grey Crane. He's the current guy.
Yeah.
The previous guy was
It's the ghost box.
Setsume.
text.
Yep, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Ghost Box text right now.
Box.
Let's see.
Roger Katsi.
Ooh.
I feel like Setsume sounds right. I'm not sure. I listened to the episode on the way here. You'd think I'd remember.
Yeah, right. Let's see.
Babzu.
Just say different.
Doji
Phonetic.
Satsume.
Satsume.
Doji
yes.
Satsume. Okay.
Satsume.
Um,
Satsume. Equals stress. Satsume.
I mean, it depends on how they say it. Who knows? But anyway,
It is Rokugan.
that's true. Yeah, it looks like he doesn't know that. So he's like, no, I was raised in the Mantis. Doji is a. I don't
think
know.
he was a crane.
What house is Doji?
That's Crane.
Yeah, that's a crane house. I'm a Mantis.
I look to my companions. Just interesting.
Now, one of the things that you know is that so just to back up, he is the son of Kakita Toshimoko, the crane champion, not the ghost.
Okay, so then I
Oh,
wouldn't have said
wait.
that.
Right. Yeah, that's why I was going to give you a chance to back that
But
up.
the ghost wanted him to succeed specifically?
Yes.
Not die. He didn't say succeed. He said not die.
Okay. Interesting. I was thinking it was the sun this whole time. My bad. Well, you may not be blood relations, but he did still want to see you succeed.
How could a dead man want me to succeed?
We have our ways.
He looks at you like you've got 10 heads. He's like, I apologize in advance for how this is going to sound, but I feel as though I understand the dragon less than I did before you walked over towards me this evening.
I
Fair.
pour the tea and I drink it first.
She gets that a lot.
Looks down, looks up confused.
Now,
Oh,
remember,
sorry.
Yoshi-san gets that a lot.
Yoshi-san gets it.
Or
Again-
Togashi-san gets that a lot.
Again, my,
I got you.
misgendering all
I
the
got
goddamn
you.
time.
I gotcha.
Yep. But anyway, yeah. He's sort of like, what? Yeah. He's just confused.
Can you think of why the crane might have it in for you?
No, actually, I don't. I don't even know why I'm here.
You don't know why you're here? Isn't it just to reach adulthood and succeed in the trials?
Minor clans aren't invited to the Topaz Championship. I was sent an anonymous invitation.
Is he the only minor clan person here?
Yarp. There may be other people around in the background observing.
But not competing.
Exactly. Yeah. They're barely they're this weird layer in between peasants and samurai where like the major clan samurai are like, yeah, we technically have to treat you like samurai, but we don't have to treat you like real samurai.
Follow-up question to that. Is this it happens once in a blue moon, but it's rare thing? Or is it like Harry's name appearing in the Goblet of Fire when it really shouldn't have?
That's a really good question. It's one of the things to where they have a legal precedent for it.
Okay.
Like there is a precedent for a special guest being allowed to attend. And it's one of those once in a blue moon things, like once in a generation a special guest is invited. The thing that people are really surprised about is that there's no fanfare made about him for any reason. Like he's not the star quarterback, as it were. Mm-hmm. There's no pedigree to come along with this Mantis Bushi being
And yet
invited.
He received the invitation, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, and the other thing is the invitation was anonymous. It was verified, but a bunch of people don't know where the F he's from.
Do you happen to have the note that you received?
Yes, and he pulls out this very elaborately written letter that is on the the Emperor's letterhead, stuff like that.
The Emperor's letter.
I don't know how else to put it, but like it's
CC Kikita Toshimoko.
well, the thing
That thing I sent you.
in fact, that is a really good question. You take a look at it, and
I was gonna see if there's any sort of equivalent of a perception check or investigation check I can make on the letter to see if I recognize the handwriting from the crane, since all of us would have gotten specific letters from the Emperor, and if the crane was the one who invited him, it would probably be a different handwriting.
I have 2 dice in government, so I know how things like paperwork and bureaucracy works, so I might be able to apply that in some way to figuring out from whence it was sent.
I would absolutely allow you to make a government roll if you'd like. But how are you going to approach this? Are you going to try and interpret the handwriting, or are you just going to look at it bureaucratically using like what's your approach?
I'm
and what
going to
ring
see
are you
if
using?
the let me look at my rings here. I'm using Earth because I'm good at Earth.
But how? How are you muscling
I'm
through it?
Steady, grounded, and thorough. So I'm going to see if there is any. I've seen a lot of paperwork in my day, even though I'm a child. So I might be able to tell if different offices or different branches of government or different places have different styles, whether it's like word choice or
Well, if it's
phrasing.
Earth and it's a scholar skill, it would be recalling.
Oh, that's right. You have that handy thing that tells
do.
you what they are. I'm going to recall if it, because I know where mine came from. So I'm going to compare his to mine to see if I can, and other ones that I've seen, to see if I can place anything about it.
Absolutely. So roll it for me.
Okay, so I have 2 white ones,
Yep.
and
And
then I have 3 black ones because it's Earth.
yep. And then once you're done rolling, you pick the 3 dice you want to keep.
I want to keep.
And I'm going to tell you I'm going to say it's a target number 2.
All right, so I have 3 excited tadpoles, a chrysanthemum.
So-
no, that's a.
So 3 explosive successes and
No,
opportunity.
it's one explosive success. It's just
One, okay.
that is represented by 3
I have
excited
I have an
tadpoles.
is that an opportunity with strife? Am I remembering that?
Can I see?
That's a success with what's the heart?
That's strife.
With strife.
Okay,
That's a
so
heart.
a success
That's a
with strife, then an opportunity with strife, and I'll keep those because these are blank.
So what did you get total? Sorry, I missed all that. So what's
4 successes.
What?
Holy wait.
No.
But you only keep 3 dice because of your ring, right?
But that's or 1 super duper success?
Right. So the way that works.
Let's remember how to play because
Yeah,
it's been like a
I
month.
do not remember.
So explosive successes
Okay.
allow you to re-roll another die of the same die type.
Gotcha.
So you could
I'll
re-roll.
re-roll this one.
Yep.
That's a
I got a
success. That's
success.
good.
So I'll keep that instead of the success with strife.
Okay. So what's your total your net? What do you have on the 3 kept dice?
I have an explosive success, a regular success, a strife, and an opportunity.
Strife and an opportunity. Okay. So yeah, once you've kept them, the explosive successes are just successes.
Okay, so I have 2 successes, an opportunity, and a strife.
Well, you pass. So you recognize that the color of the ink comes from flowers mainly found in Scorpion lands. But you also, with the opportunity, I will let you know that this was written by somebody in the Imperial Court. And then you can choose how that affects you with your strife.
Do I have to do anything with my strife yet, or just take the point?
You just take the point. You can just like it's just you feel an emotion. You
Why-
feel you
why
have
does it
feelings.
stress you out?
Right. Because scorpions don't usually invite people to things, and I'm really uncomfortable that I'm sitting next to one.
That's fair. That's completely reasonable. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do know that You know that the Scorpion are involved somehow. They somehow pulled some strings to have someone from the Imperial Court special invite this Mantis kid.
Do you know any... Does your family have any connections outside of your clan? In other clans, maybe?
He sort of laughs. No.
Yeah, no one really talks to Mantises.
Hey, we're important.
Can I ask a slightly prying question?
You have done nothing but, so I see no reason to stop you now.
There's have you ever had a mission or something in your training that you massively failed?
Looks at you.
Some reason that you might have enemies.
No.
Okay.
He says, I see your point, but no.
It seemed like a worthwhile question to ask. Just logical place to start.
Just like you haven't shared the information that you got, Molly, right? Okay, cool.
No, but she did just straight up ask, if your family has any connections outside.
Yeah, but that doesn't clue me into,
Yeah.
I will
Fair.
ask you, though, if... I'll ask both of you to make it look, subtle. This didn't... I don't think this came from the Crane clan, or it didn't come from my clan. Can you think of any reason why someone from your clan would want a random Mantis kid to be at this event? This doesn't clear a lot up.
Excuse. This is like, I'm assuming this is a sidebar. This is Hitoshi's not listening to this, right?
If you guys, you want to specifically walk away from Hitoshi, so he's
yeah.
not privy to your conversation. Sure, he was, he said he excuses you, says, fine, okay.
You don't need to excuse us, but thanks.
Well, I guess I just sort of assumed that you would have been polite enough to say, excuses, we have to talk about something.
Well, yeah,
more."
but
And
he
he said-
didn't have to. I'm just saying. It's nice that he did, but
Yeah, that's fair.
Again, in this world, as you said, we are higher than him.
this is not a random Mantis kid.
Oh?
I mean, we know about Toshimoka, right?
You saw the letter. Yeah.
Right.
This
Who
is the son
would-
of the Emerald Champion,
No, the crane,
the Crane Champion.
the Kakita Toshimoka, the guy
Right.
that's still alive,
Yes. What is his position?
the Great Crane.
Yeah, I know he's a great crane, but what is his job like?
That's a really good.
Because all of us thought it was the son of the ghost last time. So
Yeah.
we're
I guess
all,
he's not Emerald
confused.
Champion yet.
Yeah.
Oh, where is he? No, that's the other contestants. That's not what I'm looking for. He is a famed crane duelist and master sensei of the academy.
Okay.
That's all that they have in for Kakita Toshimoka.
So that's his father, but he sucks at crane events.
Well, okay, so
You all noticed from your
okay.
just to go back, you all noticed from your opportunities that he was actually physically performing the tasks as requested. In a fair judge, he would have passed.
Okay.
he is the one person that we are aware of that whoever wrote that letter would want to use as a tool against. And it would be consistent with, well, not be consistent with, his difficulty with Crane judges is not surprising given his lineage.
Yes, but what I'm wondering is, so the Cranes apparently have something against him. If
The Cranes are aware probably of his parentage, which would be enough.
Well, the other thing I'm wondering is there are other masters involved in the competition, so why are they allowing for him to quote unquote fail these certain tasks even though he's doing well?
What do you mean?
I mean that in tasks where he performed extremely well, especially the Crane tasks.
Well, he didn't perform well. The judges said he didn't, so he didn't.
Just because the judges say something is
This
so
is your
does
first
not make
Topaz
it truth.
championship, isn't it?
So here's one thing that's so.
I failed last time. So.
Well, no. This is an interesting thing that Narissa is unaware of. So I'm
And the dragon,
and
dragon,
the
might be
dragon
unaware.
would be
too.
unaware of as well.
Okay.
So one of the things you're running into is the dragon. Think in terms of logic and physical evidence and a normal everyday world. The rest of the other samurai houses, which you would not have had any interaction with before, are like, no, what they say goes. There's no second guessing.
Oh, no.
Like, no.
I knew I was playing that in character because my character was also the one who was like,
okay.
I'm bridging the classes.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
checking in on that.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure you knew
Oh,
that.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So the
Yep.
dragon absolutely aren't aware of that, and on top of that, Tagashi's whole thing is no, I'm going to treat the world as it should actually be treated. All of us are human. All like
Yeah, yeah,
there
yeah,
should
yeah,
be
yeah.
justice.
Rock on.
What the samurai say doesn't always go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does.
Just because they say something doesn't necessarily make it so.
Quite necessarily.
Well, I think that those rules need to be changed then.
Yeah, I'll get on that.
Okay. I sympathize. Good luck to you.
You don't sympathize if you're going to blindly follow whatever it is they say.
I beg your pardon. I am not following anything blindly. I can certainly see that the Crane judges had something against him, but at the same time, he performed as they say he did.
The ghost specifically asked us to make sure that he was protected in this competition, and I think a part of that might entail us making sure he does well in this competition.
Did the
Do you not-
did the ghost say anything about?
Yes, it said
doing
to
well?
keep him alive.
It said to keep him alive. I do not believe we have to keep him well. I mean, or that he has to do well. He just has to live.
There are many dangerous competitions within the entirety of the
Topaz Championship.
championship. Thank you.
Well, I don't think flower arranging and heraldry identification are going to really cause him any harm.
And at that point, your revelry is interrupted by the arrival of a group of poorly dressed ruffians carrying katana and wakizashi, however. Ronin, no doubt. These masterless samurai demand wine, and as they rudely take their seats, they begin to lob insults at the contestants.
Oh, I'm going over there. Fuck those guys.
Let's see.
Is there a box text for the response?
There
of the
are
players
10
being,
of them.
Fuck those guys.
Let's see. Their leader seems to be a dark-eyed man with lean and hungry look of the
It's
a wolf.
Cassius.
Let's see.
Cassiusaki.
I almost knocked over my table tent again.
Because I'm funny.
I always do that because I laugh through my nose and then it just goes, okay,
We should maybe
bye.
either tape it down or find another place for it.
Or they could just be the bit for the podcast, always.
Or we
Just
could all
how
just
hard can
stop
we
being
make-
funny.
Nah.
I could do
Jokes.
that. I don't know about you, Molly.
No, I can't.
What? Oh, Cameron.
Yeah.
What ho?
A patron, or not, but right before they bust in,
Mm-hmm.
a server comes over, hands you a drink,
Mm-hmm.
and says, "Please take this."
Oh, I am not thirsty. Thank you.
Honored samurai, then please, I must deliver this.
Oh.
And she does this quietly enough to where no one else hears.
I do too. I do too. But it's still, you know.
Yeah. You were handed a note that says, danger is coming, please leave.
Well, it's been very nice here. We should go.
However, before you have the chance, Ruffian
Yes,
Ronin
ruffians come in. Yeah, got it.
So you march over to them.
Akoto does. I don't know if I do necessarily.
Yeah. Lion, you roar your way over.
I
to
sure
these,
do.
And
I'm going to hang back and try and get Hitoshi out.
good point.
I'm observing to figure out where I'm needed most.
Are they being especially obnoxious to any particular patrons or everyone?
Everyone. They're just being loud, and the moment you come up, they say, "Oh, what is it you're drinking, little kitten? I hope it's nothing more than milk, I hope." And they all start banging on the table and laughing.
I throw it in his face.
Oh dear.
Okay.
If I'm gonna die as a child, I'm gonna die as a horrible, petulant child.
What are you throwing in his face?
My beverage.
Cool.
Uh,
Your sake.
So you forfeit 1 honor. This defies Ray, the virtue of courtesy and propriety, but you receive 2 glory. And we proceed right to the section A Brawl, and we can stop with the insults. Let's say...
Was it going to let us have just an insult contest with the ruffians?
It's got a whole list of insults, some specific to clans, other specific,
Can I read them as my Molly reads the rules?
I think we can do that.
Yeah, I think we can make that happen. Let's see. The brawl, when it breaks out, quickly consumes the entire sake house. The staff all expertly remove themselves from the battlefield, and the longer-term patrons settle into seats with a good view. For the purposes of this conflict, I'm going to read this sort of as a metagame thing so that we understand the footing. It is assumed that because there are 10 ruffians, a number of them pair off with other members of the Topaz Championship. So it's not just you guys against all of them.
We're just in the middle of the fighting, and that's where the camera's zooming in.
Well, it turns into a typical, samurai or kung fu movie where it's all of a sudden conveniently 1v1. Health bars appear above each of you. There's a pit for reasons unknown.
We're suddenly transported to a bamboo forest? That'd be awesome.
Now, also, because all of you are samurai in training, you do have the bit, like, if you're like, oh, I want to use my weapon, you have your bokken available if you want to use it. You can still kill somebody with it, but you'd have to try real hard.
I have a blunted or wooden sword.
That's a
Is
bokken.
that my bokken? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're training swords. They're...
Oh, that's like my play school version.
Yeah, but they have the edge, and they're thick enough to where you can...
I've been whacked with a few.
Oh,
If you
okay.
hit somebody in the throat, maybe, yeah.
Or upside the head.
Yep, I've got a bow staff. I'm definitely using that shit.
Let's see. This is a conflict scene. They don't call them fights. They're conflict scenes.
Conflict scenes that are about fighting.
Yes.
That's because conflict scenes can be like about almost anything.
Right. Okay. Brawl is a specific kind of conflict scene called a skirmish. During a skirmish, characters act in order of initiative each round, from highest initiative to lowest, breaking ties in favor of characters, and honor value breaking ties between player characters. At the start of the encounter, everybody makes an initiative check to learn about their environment and gauge their foes. This also generates your initiative value. For this brawl, it's a target number 1 tactics check. You may use whatever ring you like for this check. It will also determine the stance they start the battle in.
Use the tactics.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to re-roll my this because I have 2 explosive successes.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
I'm keeping 3.
yep. Number of successes going around.
0. I am frozen momentarily and shamed that I am frozen. I do have 2 opportunities, though.
Okay. Molly?
I have 3 successes, 2 strife.
Okay.
I have 3 successes, 1 strife, and 2 opportunities.
All right. So they are going to go... well, they're going to go before Cameron. And then, so it's Molly's up first. Mm-hmm. What would you like to do?
I am going to.
So which ring did you use?
I used Earth, which for martial arts will be Withstand.
You notice that each one of the contestants is in trouble and you can push them out of the way if you choose. The contestant is not harmed during the fight and might feel a debt of gratitude towards you.
I'm
if you were
going
to help
to push aside the Mantis Kid and put myself between him and the.
Yeah, I'm already between Hidoshi and the room.
Okay. So during your turn, you chose your stance. Then you may move and perform one action in either order. I assume you already moved over to the kid. Used your and then you used your action to push him out of the way.
Yep.
All right, Narissa.
Okay, I also chose Earth Ring as far as my initial stance. So I would like to go ahead now that, Hitoshi's already got double protection, and I'm going to try and take out some of these ruffians. So,
Sure.
okay, I've got my bow staff, so I'm going to use that. Okay, and this, I'm going to use close, no, wait. Yeah, I'm going to use martial arts, so close combat weapon. Let me see. Okay, wait. Sorry. I'm rolling and fucking up.
What approach you're using?
I am using sorry. So I'm using martial arts melee, and then I'm using the Earth Ring.
So that's Withstand.
Yes. It doesn't say that on here.
Does it say it on the back
Maybe?
or no?
I don't think it does. I think it's
No,
only on your
it
fancy
doesn't.
sheet.
It's only on your fancy sheet. Like the most we have is for Earth Ring. It says steady, grounded, thorough.
Yeah.
For martial
Yeah,
arts,
people
etc.
for Earth, because you're withstanding, people have to get explosive successes to crit on you.
All right. So I have a single success, 2 opportunities, and 1 strife.
Okay, when an attack is successful, it typically deals damage to the chosen target equal to the base damage of the weapon or mystical ability, plus a number of bonus successes on the check. If the target is wearing armor with a resistance value, subtract that. Fatigue is compared to endurance. When a character suffers a number of fatigue greater than their endurance, they are incapacitated. So, sorry to back up. What was your number of successes?
1.
1.
Yes.
It is target number 2 to hit somebody, so you miss.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking at the. Oh
So then
man, I'm really glad with this beginner box.
So
They
then I
break
don't
down.
take the strife for opportunities either, right? Or do I take the strife and none of the opportunities?
You take the strife.
Okay.
None of the opportunities.
You take the good, you take the bad. You take them both.
And there you have
The facts of life.
the facts of life.
The facts of life.
God damn. All right. Well, that's my turn.
All right. On their turn, they are going to attempt to strike each one of you.
Bring it, bitch.
Let's see. They have. They are going to use fire, and they have 1 martial skill point. Yeah, making sure because the
Fire ring. They're not fire benders, right? Just
correct.
making sure.
Yeah,
Great.
and this is just fury and
Which one's attacking who?
So we're gonna go with Molly first, and then go around. So let's see. This guy gets. Looks like not enough. Oh wait, that's 2 successes.
No, it's not.
No, it's just 1. That's an opportunity. Yeah, swing and a miss.
Stupid narrative dice.
Yeah. Then on Narissa,
Yep.
that is that just opportunity?
Those are just opportunities
opportunity.
and strife. Fuck
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
that ain't gonna do it.
What are you doing off your mountain, monk? Guy tries to say as he's swinging. And then one for Kifusa over here. That is, again, just opportunities in a single success. Oh, well, that's an explosive that I can re-roll. Nope. Swing and a miss.
Swing, bada, bada,
Well-
bada, 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 swing.
I'm soft-hearted, so I don't want to kill them. But I can hit one upside the head with a teapot. So I'm going to attempt to make it look like I'm missing with my boken, and then hit them in the head with a teapot.
Yep.
That's
So
amazing.
that's air to feint. And I am surprisingly good with my sword for a courtier.
So you're in the air stance.
Yes. It's an explosive success. Let's reroll that.
Ah, you increase the target number of all attacks against you by 1, so people need 3 to hit you.
3 successes and 1 strife.
All right, so fists are damage 1, so you would deal 2 damage.
It's not a fist. It's a teapot to the face. So what I do is I miss somebody and hook the teapot with the end of my boken and then swing it around and hit the back of his head.
Gotcha. Narissa, how much health do you have? What is your
Endurance.
threshold?
My 10.
10.
My endurance
Oh.
is 10.
Wait, they have endurance right here. That's much less than that. So yeah, clang, you get them for 2.
3, isn't it?
No, so it's the initial 2 successes that you get
Mm-hmm.
does the weapons based damage. You needed 2 successes to hit. Then every success after that adds 1. You got 3
A
successes.
teapot's only 1?
Yeah.
A teapot should be at least 2.
Well, it's an improvised weapon, so it does the same amount as fists.
It's sort of like you have to be proficient in improvised weapons or
The
something.
tea in there was lukewarm.
Okay, fine. If Ryan says it's so, it is so.
It's okay. They have very little HP, so it's fine.
But he didn't go down.
no, he didn't go down. And he wouldn't have it if it did more damage.
A teapot could make somebody go down. I'm not going to get more than 3. Anyway, go
It's
ahead.
really thin. It's just
In my experience, a teapot can make someone go down.
it's a really thin
Depends
clay.
on what's in it.
It's a really thin clay teapot. Like you hit him with it, and just it shatters almost as if it was for Hollywood effect.
Okay, I'm still awesome.
Yeah. Oh, and you're the first person to actually land a hit. Mm-hmm. So Molly, you're up again.
All right, I am going to, again, whack him with my wooden sword.
Do it.
How are you? What's approach are you using?
Water.
So
Just shift.
shift, right?
But all I have is 1 success and 3 opportunities.
Cameron, did you get at least 2 opportunities on your strike?
No, just 1.
Okay. If you have 2, you can deal a critical strike.
Combo breaker.
Yeah. Yeah. Swing and a miss. This Ronin seems to just be out of your reach.
I'm a little bit worried that I'm losing some style points because I don't have a teapot.
It's hard to swing a sword at somebody in a bar when they can just dance around a table. There's not a lot of what you were taught was for open field combat, not
This is very different than what I'm used to.
yeah.
I don't know if this is allowed, but go with me here. For fitness, perform feats of physical prowess. Would it be possible if I used Fire Ring for me to basically like attack someone and try and get on top of them to hold them down? So like do damage and hold them down,
You wouldn't be able to do damage, but you would be able to like
pin them or something.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Because these guys are dicks, and I want as many people to go down as possible without this guy getting in the way. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll do that. A phrasing is phrasing still a thing. Yeah. So I'm gonna roll fitness with Fire Ring.
Sure.
Cool. Oh, hell fucking yes. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead. I got an explosive success. So I'm going to re-roll this one really quick. And and that gives me another explosive success. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So I have 3 successes and 2 strife.
Wait,
No, I can only keep 2 for
Right.
Fire Ring. That's right. Thank you. Okay, so then I have 2 successes and 1 strife.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to pin the guy to the ground. So long as you choose to continue to hold him, he cannot move.
Yes, but now I'm thinking my companions also may have an easier time hitting him or something of the sort.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Their turn. First guy swings at the lion, and that is going to be
That's a hit.
Yep, that's a hit. You take 1 point of endurance damage as he just pops you right in the nose.
Ugh.
Fights dirty, just sort of moves around your sword, just brings his fist down on the side of your nose. It's not even clean. Togashi.
Is there anyone fighting me? Because I thought you said it was
he's
all
gonna
one.
try. Yeah, he's gonna try and break out
Oh,
of you
okay.
holding him.
He can certainly try.
And this is an opposed check.
Oh.
So you roll in opposition. Your target number to beat is 2.
Can I roll anything in opposition?
But yeah, you could roll.
I was going to say, I think that Earth Ring would make sense for this since now I'm trying to maintain my position.
Yeah, Earth
Okay.
and athletics.
Earth and Fitness is what I was going to go
Yeah.
with. Yeah. Sweet.
Sure.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's 3 explosive successes.
No, those are
Those are
Oh,
opportunities.
those are opportunities. I keep mixing them up. God damn.
I know.
Well, I did get 1 explosive success on a die, so I'm going to re-roll.
So you have to re-roll the die of the same type.
Yep. I will learn this game eventually, but that's nothing. Okay, so I only got 1 success and I got a strike.
He breaks out.
Fuck. Damn it. Okay.
Cameron,
Yeah,
he's a coming for you.
bring it.
Pop in the nose for one.
No, that is not.
Oh,
3.
that's right. That's right. Because you're in air stance.
Yep.
He's trying to swing at you, but there's a whole bunch of water in his eye because somebody hit him upside the head with a fucking teapot.
Yep.
And he's like, okay, not fair. Your turn.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to now that he's off his pins, I'm going to try and overwhelm him with sword strikes. Not like fury, but just like bat 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 around the head and neck. You know, hitting him where he's so many times that he can't defend himself.
You're just mashing the horizontal button like that Soul Calibur.
Fuck yeah. Oh, come on. That's 1 success and 1, 2, 3, 4 opportunities. God damn it.
Well, the flesh is weak, but the soul still burns.
Do I have to keep any of these?
No, you don't have to keep any of them.
Okay, because I don't want the stress, so I won't keep them.
Yeah. Yeah, you try to overwhelm, but you're very used to practicing on dummies. A guy that's just sort of flailing with a bunch of water in his eyes it almost kind of like, why bother? He's just sort of, like he's raving at you a little bit. It's not worth waiting in to get yourself hurt for at that point. Molly, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to go to Earth Ring and again whack at the guy who punched me in the face.
Earth stance.
Yep.
You do a horse stance.
Yep.
Wait a second. Would one success succeed?
No, you need 2 to succeed.
Damn, because fire stance gives me. I would have had some bonus successes there.
I'm gonna get rid of this opportunity in strife, so I have 3 successes and an opportunity.
All right. So 3 successes. How much damage does your bowkin do?
Weapons based plus my bonus successes, so 2 plus
2 bonus success 1.
1, so I can do 3.
Let's see, 3. Yeah, you whack him good, right in the collarbone. He's still up, but you felt it. You felt the blade there connect.
And what stance was that?
Earth.
Earth. Okay. Cool.
Just whack.
I'm just looking at like the bonus stuff that different stances get you.
Yeah, I have that right here as well. All right.
Hey.
Yoshi-san.
Cool. Okay.
Void stance is really cool.
Yeah, right. I'm going to go ahead. Fuck it. Since we're talking about Void Stance, I'm going to switch to Void Stance. And I'm going to try and... Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to attack this fucker with my fist this time because I realized that for martial arts melee, I actually shouldn't have been using my bow staff since it's technically ranged.
No.
That was... No?
No.
That'd be
One range. Oh,
martial
it is.
arts melee.
Oh, great. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Sorry, I'm still learning this game. Okay,
That's
cool.
okay.
So then I'm going to go ahead and use Void Stance, and I'm going to use martial arts melee to attack this motherfucker with my bow staff.
So you zone out. You sort of let yourself enter the spirit of the fight, not feeling the heat.
Let the staff go where it will.
It's
Yeah.
straight up Avatar state is what
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
yeah, totally.
Cool. Okay.
Sacrifice though. That's what void is in martial skills. Sacrifice.
So, I mean, these aren't really going to do anything for me. I ignored the strife, but I only got one success and an opportunity, so it's not going to do anything.
Yep, you go swoosh swoosh, and the guy's like, "What? You have to open your eyes to hit me."
It's been a while since I've been in Avatar state. Cut me some slack.
All right, and then they're going to swing at Molly. That's 3 successes, so you take 2 damage as he punches you in the gut. Narissa, you take 1 point of damage as this guy realizes that you're kind of fighting with your eyes closed
Mother
and just
bitch.
hits you. And then Cameron, you move to fire stance. Still not enough to hit because I don't have any other dice to roll, so I can't roll that re-roll that explosive success. So this guy's still just, I'm wet and I'm upset and I'm in pain and I'm still hysterical. And now it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna try basically the same thing. Fire stance. I'm done messing around. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, cool. So I get.
You can keep that success on the white die and make that your 3 kept.
Yeah, and plus I get bonus successes for the stress. So
Oh wow! So yeah, your dude will just go down.
I lose my. What happens is I lose my shit because I've got 3 stress here. On the 3, so it's 3 successes plus 3 bonus successes from the.
How do you lose your shit on him?
Well, he's just not acting the way people should act. This is wrong the way he's acting, and I just go, "Ah!" Whap, 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 and like there's tears coming down my face. I'm overstimulated,
Yeah,
and it's just. I mean, there's Warface, and then there's like flailing,
Flailing
Baby.
hysterical monster.
baby face. Yeah.
yeah. You guys, it's extremely undignified what's going on over there, but from the martial standpoint, you can appreciate that he puts 1 whap on either shoulder and then 1 straight in the head. Just
Now, how much damage do I deal there?
5, because you get 1 per point of strife. Or how many points of strife did you just take on?
I took 3.
So yeah, because you succeeded, you dealt 6. His endurance is 5.
So I don't kill him though.
No, you can
Good.
choose to not kill him.
Yeah.
you can say-
I would not want to, and I have to exit the scene, don't I?
Do you lose face? Do you unmask?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So-
are you kidding me? I just took 3. I now have 7 stress.
When a character strife exceeds their composure, the character has an unmasking. Each of you has a personal unmasking listed in your character folio if you're a pre-written character, which gives guidance on how you react under extreme emotion. You don't lose control of your character during an unmasking. You still decide what your character does, but the outpouring of emotion should have an effect on the scene and help guide the story. Oftentimes, the character will Oftentimes, this will leave the character in a position of disadvantage, but sometimes the character can capitalize on an unmasking to say something they otherwise would not, or temporarily overcome a weakness. During a conflict scene, a character checks their strife at the beginning of their turn. If their strife exceeds their composure, they suffer the unmasking and resolve its effects and immediately remove all of their strife.
So it'll happen on my next turn.
Yeah, at the end of each scene, each character reduces their strife until it is equal to half of their composure. If it's higher than half. If it's not, you don't reduce any.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just hitch crying.
All right,
God.
Molly.
I'm hitting that motherfucker in the face again. And I'm still doing Earth.
This will be the last round, regardless.
That's not a good face.
I have 1 success and a whole bunch of opportunity.
The opportunity is really like, thanks, opportunity. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, swing, but he manages to stay out of your way, knocking just a bunch of shit down in the bar.
I gotta say, I like that mechanic where you only lose half of it, but then if you unmask, you lose all of it.
Yep.
So if you want to clear out your stress, it encourages unmasking,
Yeah, you have to have an outlet.
which is like it's the core of samurai drama. I love it.
Yoshi.
All right. I want to attack this motherfucker with my earthbending again.
You going back to Earth stance?
I've gone back to earth stance. I'm earthbending because I want to actually hit a motherfucker before this scene
You're
ends.
not earthbending.
Let me have my hopes and dreams, Cameron. Well, that's a success and 3 opportunities. Get away from me, fucking opportunities.
High opportunity.
Hi. Yeah, no. So I fail again.
You found that you were not measuring out your distance between yourself and your opponent, and while you were taking a conservative stance, they simply moved away from you. And at that point, after a number of them have been beaten up, they run out. Even the ones that you've been fighting just sort of say, like, they get the all clear from their boss and they peel out. Molly, you gain 1 glory for taking the action of stepping in between.
So much glory.
And Cameron, you lose all of your strife as you have a moment. You may now act without the structure of samurai society in some way.
Yeah, no, he's just like red faced and crying and like completely, shrugging off anybody that tries to help him, and like just very unseemly and completely awkward crying in the middle of the room.
I come up behind you and just say, don't you think it would be better to do this inside the room?
Shut up! You don't know. You don't tell me what to do.
Do you see all these people here?
And he actually swings at her with the balcony, not to actually hit her, but like to, as kind of a get away from me.
I'd like to catch your hand and pull it in, look you right in the eyes, and say, if you need to vent, you can vent. But for all the people here who are going to be passing judgment on you come tomorrow, let's get...
Your bedside
the
manner
room.
is terrible.
Yeah, the monk who has not been around society.
Oh yeah, and it's just you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to look at me. You're not supposed to talk about what I'm doing. It just rambles on and on and on, and he looked like he might have been calming down a little bit, and then he's just hitched right back up.
And I think like as you're throwing punches, I'm just either grab or throw to the side, grab, throw to the side. You can keep getting it out. Just keep going. But we do need to get you back to the
Stop
room.
looking at me.
I will keep looking at you until you stop this.
Stop looking at me, you stupid dragon.
Lion, any help here?
I'm straightening chairs.
Yeah.
Hitoshi's like,
I don't do emotions.
Well, no.
I'm gonna be over
Everyone
here.
else is like pretending that this isn't happening.
right.
yeah.
Can I go ahead and make... Oh God!
There's no way to
come
there's no way to
on.
calm him down because
Okay.
that's his unmasking scene. He
That's
gets
fair,
full
yeah.
control over how that goes for himself.
Okay.
Yeah, and until you give me the space by like not acknowledging me the way that everybody else does, I just keep escalating. It's keep like getting even worse.
I think it's something that my character does not process this and is like, no, I need to stay with you for a while, and then we stay up half the night until I'm finally like, fuck it, I'm going to sleep.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yep. At which point you all gain 4 experience points, and those of you that aren't Cameron can turn the page on your character sheet to see options for how to spend your experience.
I can open the book. Did I lose any honor or glory for my unmasking?
No. No, I'm not going to say that you did, because the only people that were like, no, wow, Ronan, they blame it all on the Ronin. It's their fault that you got into that state, not yours, because you're an honored samurai. No.
He was understandably upset.
Yeah. He just cares so much about the Empire, everyone.
Is this the new techniques that we're looking at?
Yes. So, you have the opportunity to use techniques. They represent advanced training that lets a character act in unexpected ways or exploit opportunities that others would overlook. And then, so you have 4 experience points to spend. And then you get void points. You all now have 1 void point. You can accrue a number of void points over the course of a session equal to your void ring. And you always start the session back at 1. Their use or lose.
Cool. Cool. No doubt.
I am taking these 2 techniques, which will use up all of my points.
Oh, is it 2 per technique or is it 2 total
What?
for the
What?
things in that box?
I can't see from here.
Wow. Sorry. The Earthen Fist, etc.
Sure. Let me see.
Yeah. Bottom of that page.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
looking to see.
And the interlude section that said mine at least were 2 each.
Yeah, they're 2 each because what they cost is up here in the interlude section.
But we only got
4.
4 experience. Okay, great.
I'm
So
gonna
then-
bank mine.
Okay.
I wanna bump up a ring,
Okay.
which costs more.
Now, but you all have void points, which can be used to seize the moment. When assembling a dice pool for a check, you may spend 1 void point to roll 1 additional ring die and subsequently keep 1 additional die when resolving the check.
Sweet.
That is when you don't throw away your shot.
I appreciate that reference. Thank you, Cameron.
I'm just looking at him, just giving him the look.
Okay. Cool.
All right. The next morning, the competition resumes.
Yes.
However, contestants who were injured too badly in last evening's brawl are unable to continue and have to bow out from competition. Regrettably, this means that they will not finish their Genpuku and will have to return home in shame. But you all made sure that Hitoshi made it out last night, okay?
Yeah.
You don't get anything for that, apparently. But congratulations, you all did the thing.
Yay.
For we still have an entire day of competition where there's like dueling going on and shit.
He could die at any moment.
The first event is weaponry.
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
The judge seems to be particularly focused on your footwork as you attempt to adapt to your opponent's technique. The weaponry trial has 2 stages. First, you must select a weapon from among those offered, sword, spear, club, or staff, and demonstrate your form. Then you pair off and spar to the first palpable hit, as called by the judge. The weapons are all wooden practice varieties, so no one will be seriously injured in the event. Although being hit still hurts. And it is a martial arts melee check. Since I started with Cameron each time last time and went around clockwise, I'm going to do things differently. We're going to start with Narissa each time, and I'm going to go around counterclockwise.
Oh, how
So,
fancy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and... He's specifically watching for fancy footwork, you said, yeah?
yes, and your judge seems to be of the lion.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use Fire Ring. So direct, ferocious, inventive. So very straightforward hits to the top, but then really, really fancy footwork on bottom.
So you're aware, there is nothing fancy about fire. Fire is direct as all hell. It's down. It's
Oh.
it's simple and dirty. It's
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, the inventive made
Or
me
just
think
direct.
it was like,
yeah.
okay, the inventive made me think creative. Okay.
Fire overwhelms.
Yeah.
Okay, then I guess I'll go Water Ring.
Okay.
Since that's more flexible. Okay, so I'll do that. So then it's 2 of the red dice, 1 of the this. Well, nope, I failed this one. That is 2 blanks and an opportunity. I am not
You're-
rolling well tonight.
You're you do appease the judge. You get 1 point for your approach, but your opponent flaps you with a boken before you can get in. What was your weapon of choice, by the way?
It was my bow staff. I don't think they would have chosen anything on the wall. They would stick with what they had.
Okay. Oh well, they you had to choose something on the wall.
Then it would be the thing that is closest to what I already have.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I just figured to let you know. There seems to be a fear that someone might tamper to try and win or use their personal weapon that they're familiar with. They want to see that you're adaptable, that you can use any weapon given to you at the time.
I think that the response to that would have been them just blinking over and over before finally being like, okay, setting my bow staff in a very particular area and pulling out an identical bow staff from the wall. So probably a little fancier than mine though, which is very weird.
It is a stick, but it's not my stick.
It's not my stick.
Our dear lion.
Yep. I'm going to do water.
How so? And what weapon do you choose?
The sword.
Okay.
Because it is shift is the thing for water, so I'm going to try to be... I'm going to think of waves when I move my feet.
All right.
And shift around and stuff.
Okay.
This is a thing that I personally am really bad at with swords, so we'll see how it goes.
That's not bad.
That is 3 successes. If I keep these 3, it's 3 successes and an opportunity and a strife.
Wow. You do. You pass, and you get the
Yeah.
correct approach, so 2 points.
I might be an adult.
What are you at now?
6.
However,
Hey, we're
you do not even as well as you do not beat the current favored front runner,
That's fair.
Cameron.
See, I don't need to bank any more points. 'Cause I have all the points that I need.
Let your head grow one more size.
Okay. I mean, just because you said so. Anyway, I'm going to... I could do water stance. I'm good at water. I'm fine with water, but I'll do air stance to show like how scorpions do it. Like I'm going to use traditional footwork up until I don't. Up until I do something a little shuffle, a little hop to the side, so I'm not where my opponent expects me to be.
So what ring is that?
That's air.
Trying to outthink him.
Graceful, cunning,
Don't move
precise.
them. Well, that's 1 success and 1 opportunity.
You need to get better at your footsies and reads. As soon as you try to get in, flap. Your opponent gets the better hit.
Oh, well, I already have all the points I need.
The judge says now you should be proud of your successes, first of all, and try. Second of all,
I tried.
Second of all, you do actually have to swing at your opponent, not just dance out of their way.
I will take your sage advice under consideration. It's really hard for me to, be not baldly snarky.
Next,
How did Hitoshi do?
he did well. Yeah. He's like, oh God, weapons. And he seems like he gets that his judge wants him to move with the, when it comes to the water approach, not surprising that the mantis seems to do well.
Is he rated well for it though?
I
Right.
understand they are made of water.
I just heard that there was a lot of semen in the Mantis clan.
No. God damn.
Yeah, the pirate samurai does fine, as he moves gracefully unseen, as blocks his opponent's attack and uses that to thwap them right in the face with a bowcan, one-handed. No less.
They're like, I didn't even know they had Tonfa up there. I didn't see that.
Totally unrelated to what we're doing now, but I was not using my school ability during our little skirmish. When you succeeded in an attack check during a skirmish, you can remove 1 strife and add a bonus success.
Oh, that would have been
That's pretty hot.
That's
been
fine.
good.
My strife is still really super low.
All right,
so-
next is the poetry competition.
Jesus.
One of the judges takes a puff on his pipe as you enter and says, "It is not we who are the poets. It is the universe itself." You change out of your sparring fits. Contestants are ushered 2 by 2 into the garden, where each pair is given a theme upon which to compose a poem. The themes tend to be based on virtues of Bushido, or abstract concepts such as impermanence or hope. Each contestant has only a few moments to think and then must recite their poem for the judges. This is a composition check.
Where?
What?
Artisan.
Yeah.
Artisan right at the top.
I'm fucked.
Yep, same.
The judges for this trial are a scorpion, a dragon, and a crab.
I have a hard time believing that Crab is judging a poetry contest. Well, we know to write it about garbage.
Okay, I'm starting this off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this isn't going to go well for me, but this is what he would do, or what they would do. Wow, sorry.
Yeah, not so easy, is it?
Well, usually I do it, but someone's been messing up pronouns today, Cameron McNary. Also, it's way past my bedtime because I had to wake up at like 5:30 this morning because a pipe burst. Yay.
Woo!
Yeah, right. Okay, so I'm going to use Void Ring, so trying to come up with things that are very enlightened, centered, mystical, much like the Void Ring description. What a concept. Okay.
Poetry no one can criticize because it doesn't sound like anything in particular.
It's super abstract. It's
Yeah.
so abstract, guys. Even if I don't get the points, everyone's going to be thinking about if it's secretly genius.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
right. It was like dry rain on summer grass.
What was the goal number?
2?
Damn it. I got 1. I got 1 success.
Yeah, they're like, I mean, the crab looks at it and he's like, this is poetry, but like,
Technically,
why?
I recite the ghost poem at them in response. Though ears are often taught. I don't need to say the rest.
He's like, oh God, just take your point and go.
Another abstract haiku. And then I walk out while drinking my tea. I just assume Togashi Yoshi has tea always now.
Mm-hmm. He's just like, oh, dragon, take your point and go.
Yes. Still got a point. 1 more to adulthood.
Gonna pass my adult final. How is our lion going to do?
I'm going to try and do Earth, which is restore. From that, I'm going to attempt to recall stupid poems I had to compose in school and improve upon them slightly. I have 0 white dice.
none of us do.
That is an exploding success.
You're getting close.
I got an exploding success, 2 strife, and an opportunity.
Yeah, they're like it's, you follow, APA format.
It is technically correct.
They're like, but it's not a poem. You wrote an essay.
Oh.
No points.
I'm never going to be an adult.
I'm going to go with fire, and I'm going to try and compose aggressively literal poetry.
All right, sure.
Like really, really bad high school slam poetry?
Nope. Yeah, that's 3 successes, and a stress.
The 3 successes, though.
Yeah, a sword is flat steel that cuts things.
They look at it, and you get the dragon judge, and the dragon judge is like, this is, puts his hand on your shoulder and says, I can feel the universe move through you with this.
God.
This is the best poem in the room.
Well, that is what it is.
2 points. You beat the front runner.
Yeah.
Is there a constitution check to not throw up?
They're like just the dragon over here salivating on all of this physicality and recognizing that it's not about what people say, but it's about the shit that's actually real in life.
That's what a sword is, man.
Yes, that's what. Like banging on the table, the dragon's like, it's what we've been trying to fucking say for centuries. You know,
Oh, I can't snap.
the crab is like,
Yay.
that's.
I like swords.
It's like, I'm into swords. That's true. And the scorpion is over there like, I have to know what his game is. That's the most brilliant. I'm so thrown off. That's got to be
Can't
perfect.
be that dumb.
Like he's a scorpion. It can't be that stupid. What is it then? It is so well hidden. It's perfect. There's he's over there like over analyzing the fuck out of a rock is a rock.
God damn it.
You know, sometimes a tree is a tree. But I, as a scorpion, know that this is absolutely untrue, and they're a scorpion. Just,
Except when it is. Damn it.
which is never the case. You know, you're making all the judges have conniptions just over the literality of this poem over here.
Literality.
I don't know what else you call it. The directness,
Yes.
the directication.
The directication?
I'm gonna use, yeah.
I'm good with it. I'm done with it. I like this word. New coinage.
Next, your knowledge of law. You have to
Yay.
pass the bar exam.
I'm on it.
Just before you enter the room, a judge brushes by you with armfuls of scrolls.
God damn it.
I hope you spent time studying for this, she says. You've
I
returned.
interned there last year.
You return to the gallery where the initial speech exam was conducted. You're quizzed on a variety of matters on the law, the Tao, Bushido, and once again the three judges are present. Each contestant must answer a question from each judge. Because the law of Rokugan is intimately connected with the Celestial Order, this is much about theology as law. So this is a difficulty 2 theology check.
Shit.
Whoo! I was so worried it was going to be government. I actually have shit in theology. Yes.
Could it be government?
Let's see. You have a lion judge, a phoenix judge, and a scorpion judge.
I know what I'm fucking doing. I'm going Earth Ring. I am going to be very, very thorough and very grounded when it comes to giving my responses to every question they have. And I am the ultimate centered avatar monk.
Meticulous as fuck. Go ahead and roll it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Just going into as much lawyer detail as possible. And that, oh boy. Okay, one sec. I get to re-roll what?
No,
Yeah.
no, you don't.
Yeah, she has the little one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have
sorry.
an explosive.
You just can't see it from there.
Okay.
You re-rolled an opportunity into an opportunity.
Well, I'm not going to keep that then. I have 3 successes and a strife.
So, let's see. You do not beat the front runner. However, your judge is like adequate understanding of the law and all that. 2 points.
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
I'm an
Perfect.
adult.
They're like, thank you for trying not to wing this. Lion.
Having suddenly realized that nothing learned in my government internship last summer is actually going to help me, I'm going to try to recall and use Earth. All those things I have. Because I have nothing in theology.
That's fair.
I was actually reading the laws instead of the... One success, 2 opportunities, 2 strife. I'm very upset about this.
They appreciate how meticulous you are, so you get a point. But you fail most of the questions. How are you sitting now for your adulthood check?
I have 7.
Well, that's not bad. There's still 2 more in the day. And
They're going to be like flower arranging and hairstyling, and I'm going to fail them both.
you'll be okay.
So I am not great at lying, but I can bullshit.
Sure.
I know the form of I know what theological questions sound like, answers sound like. So I'm totally gonna bullshit everything. It's air.
Okay.
You're going to grad school.
I need 2 successes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 successes, 2 strife, 1 opportunity.
They're like really interesting interpretation. Yeah, 1 point. It's not what we would call accurate, but you get the spirit of the law, if not the letter.
That's really interesting what you're saying.
All right. Next is a Go competition. The judge studies the board game with an almost eager intensity. Just like on the battlefield, bold tactics bear results. He rumbles. This is a difficulty 2 games check. And there is a time
Social
limit.
skills.
All of you are going to have to play against a lion.
Not a lion samurai, an actual lion.
Good luck, rar.
Who for some reason is super good at Go.
Okay, so I don't think I understand this game, but I throw myself into it 120%. I am going to use Firing, direct, ferocious, inventive, and try and make up my own rules to the game and see if it works.
You have a judge that tells you what are legal moves every time.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
but-
So basically, I'm trying to since there probably was no explanation of the rules, expecting that everyone already knows how to play this game, I'm picking up on that, picking up on what they're doing, trying
Perfect.
to strategize. Great. That is 2 opportunities and a strife, so I super fail. Which is what I
You
figured.
don't have,
don't
to,
have
you
to
don't take the strife.
Yeah,
I-
you can say you don't keep the dice.
I don't take anything then.
Yeah.
Great.
Your judge keeps whapping you on the knuckles. Says, not a legal move. Pass your turn. Not a legal move. Pass your turn. Not a legal move. Pass your turn. Until your opponent just keeps going, okay, I win.
I respond
but-
by as we go, I pour tea and I drink first.
But the judge goes, but you did not lollygag like this one over here. Whaps him on the knuckles. Get 1 point.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm a super adult.
If only it was that easy. Guys, I played a board game until I was an adult.
Woo!
Yes!
That's really what I did, though.
That's what we're doing right
But
now.
you got
isn't
enough
it?
victory points at your board game to pass your adult.
Oh, that's different. I just played, and then eventually I turned
time
into one.
passed. Yeah.
But is it regular edition or Cities and Nights? That's the question.
This is like traditional. It's an abstract. It's the one that they have in the back that this judge practically is one of those folks that has a t-shirt tucked in to a set of khakis at a really really casual event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, I gotcha.
Yeah.
They're a Go player.
Yeah. A lion Go player at
Yeah.
that.
Well, yeah.
Molly.
Definitely scraggly hair.
Yeah.
I have 0 white dice to use. I'm going to use water because that is charm, and I'm going to try to just make sure that we both have fun, and hopefully that my opponent will be so distracted by how much fun we're having that he will not make the best moves.
You don't have the games skill.
Nope.
No, nobody does.
Oh,
No,
really?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, look at
It's 2
you.
successes.
Yeah.
Yay, you get your 1 point.
Yeah. Here I come, adulthood.
There, you win. And the judge looks at you and he's like, that is like the most terrible way I've ever seen anyone ever play, but you won. Your opponent should be ashamed.
Yes, you should.
Scorpion.
When I was back in college in a small tournament in Dallas Fort Worth, I played against Mark Rosewater.
Yeah.
And Mr. Rosewater played the most annoying blinking spirit deck in the history of the Earth and tore apart my Polar Kraken deck. And also played every action aggressively fast. Obnoxiously so.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm barely even looking at the board. I'm just
Yeah.
like, go, done, go, done, go, fire.
Well, as you've noticed from the other people, there is a time limit.
I'm not even worried about that. I'm just trying to knock my opponent off their pins by playing fast. Like I'm playing Blitz Go.
And you do, in fact, play Blitzgo.
Wow.
Shit, dude, that's a good roll.
How many successes?
That's 3.
Wow, you get 3 points. You succeeded, you beat the front runner, and you used the correct ring. You are apparently one of the best Go players in the Topaz Championship. Your opponent was just like, I didn't know the rules. That's not fair. And the judge is like, on the battlefield, no one truly knows the rules. You're a prodigy.
No, some of us do.
How many adulthood points do you have?
All of them.
14.
He has just progressed into being a crotchety old man.
I did.
He's the ultra adult.
I will.
They just hand him a basket of Werthers at the end of the Topaz Championship, and that's
Suspenders
it.
and a little bow tie.
I will, however, unmask during the final competition.
Archery is next. The judge bows.
There's no dueling?
Not yet. No.
Oh.
That was weaponry.
No, that wasn't dueling. Dueling is a whole other thing unto itself.
Let's see if there is.
I mean, I guess I can
The
understand.
final stage is the duel.
Okay.
The Iaijutsu duel. Yeah, and we'll do that. We'll do that next time because I just want to get through this last day, and then we'll be done. So the judge says true archers understand that the arrow knows its way to the target. Free your mind of all thought.
And your ass will follow.
Martial arts ranged check.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And it is a crane judge.
The arrow knows the way.
What does that say to you?
The arrow knows the way says to me that I should use the void ring to be centered, to be one with the earth. However, my stat sheet says fuck that, and I'm going to use the earth ring. So I'm going to keep my feet absolutely planted, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that my aim is true. So earth ring. Aim was 2, wasn't it?
Yep.
I fail.
You miss your
I'm gonna
target.
Take none of my dice. Yeah.
They're like, you need to aim first, not just simply. And you stared too long at the target, dragon. You need to look at the arrow and where it's going. Never mind.
I glare and I drink my tea.
The crane detests.
Yep.
Molly the lion.
I am going to try and do water. So I'm going to try and just let the force that will propel the arrow flow through me and go forward.
Okay.
Shit. All right, here's one explosive, so I'm gonna re-roll this guy. And
Why did you reroll your success?
because it was a opportunity.
Oh no. Okay, sorry.
So
I'm here telling everybody how to roll their dice.
You just sort of let the arrow fly and it goes and it just soars right past your target. They're like, you have to hit it, and you probably should also look at the arrow. Anyway, Scorpion.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna.
that was 2 strife. I'm gonna lose it. I've got 12.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and shoot from the heart. Shoot. Just let the arrow find its way.
Remember, you don't have to keep the dice that you wouldn't want. You don't have to take strife if that was the only thing on the die and you wouldn't keep it. You can roll everything and be like, oh well, this isn't enough to pass. I'm not taking any of these, and I take
then
no
I
strife.
won't.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize before, so I've been taking strife I didn't need to take, and I'm already at 7.
Well, untake some of it.
Well, I don't know how many, and I'll just stick with this. I feel like an unmasking would be appropriate at some point.
Yeah.
I'm using void, which means I can't succeed because I only have 1 die on that. Because he's trying to do it like the right way, and it's not the archery competition that gets to him. It's just the sheer weight of the entire competition and the entire day and the fight last night and the fucking being up, half the night with Tagashi Sama, and he's just like as soon as the arrow flies,
Well, you don't have to keep that.
I'm not keeping it.
Oh, you've already unmasked again.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, geez.
I was racking up the stress when I was getting those successes.
Okay.
He just screams and snaps the bow right across his leg and storms off.
There's well. I mean, he had good form up until that point, but no points for his actions.
As well as I've been scoring this, I feel like they should give me 3. just to keep the other contestants guessing.
All right, and then next is hunting.
Yes.
Why don't we pick up with that
Yep.
that next time?
Hotoshi, by the way, still is 1 point short.
Oof. Okay, cool. We'll have to help him.
No, we don't. We just have to keep him safe.
I want to help him.
And on that note, this has been another episode of the Play Better podcast, bringing you the best in the world of tabletop gaming and teaching you how to play it better. PlayBetterCast@gmail.com, PlayBetterCast@gmail.com, @PlayBetterCast on the Twitters and the Instagrams. Look us up on Facebook and everywhere you can like, subscribe, share, fold, spindle, mutilate, rub down with coconut oil, or otherwise do things too. Otherwise verb. I'm Cameron McNary.
I'm Molly McLennan.
I'm Narissa Hart.
And I'm Ryan Seguin.
Play well.
Grow life.
He gave it to me. He gave me permission.
I don't have a problem.
It was great. Oh man.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Yay.
This game is really fun. I'm so sorry that I was so tired today.